Some businesses collapse during recessions. Others thrive. Waste management, healthcare, utilities, these industries print money whether the economy is booming or crashing. Today I'm revealing the 7 recession-proof sectors that protect your portfolio when markets tank and the exact investment strategy to own them. Warren Buffett's been buying these for decades. Here's why you should too. Hey, listen up, it's Rich Uncle Bob, and today I'm about to tell you something they don't want you to know. If you're tired of being lied to about money, you're in the right place.
You know, that one simple idea on the screen, that is the entire difference between building real, lasting wealth and just spinning your wheels in the financial rat race for the rest of your life. See, the whole game is about knowing which businesses are built for chaos and which ones are designed to shatter. But here's the secret. Wall Street doesn't want you anywhere near the strong stuff. They want you playing with glass.
All right, let's just break this down. It's pretty stark when you see it laid out like this. Over on the left, that's the portfolio Wall Street loves to sell you. It's all hype. Speculative tech, crypto, these story stocks. It's exciting and it's built to break. Then you look on the right. This is what the wealthy are quietly buying. Boring stuff. Utilities, trash collection, consumer goods. Unbreakable businesses. And believe me, this difference is not an accident. It's a setup. There's actually a word for this, from a brilliant thinker named Nassim Taleb. He calls it fragility. And it's simple, right? Fragile things get absolutely shattered by chaos and volatility. Well, the entire financial system you're taught about is designed to push fragile investments on you. Because when everything's breaking and churning, guess who makes a ton of money? They do. Your portfolio is basically designed to be collateral damage.
And this is what happens. This is the end result. Robert Kiyosaki famously called it the rat race. I just call it the slow lane. It's a life where you're always blaming someone else, always waiting for that one lucky break that's supposed to fix everything. But it never comes, all while your fragile little portfolio gets nuked every few years. It's a game that is rigged for you to lose.
So you got to step back and ask the big question, right? I mean, if this stuff is so breakable, if it's practically guaranteed to fail the average person over the long run, why do they push it so hard? Why is this the only financial advice you ever seem to hear?
And here it is, the simple, ugly truth they absolutely hate me for saying. It's because complexity and constant trading, that's how they get paid. All that churn generates fees for them. You know what doesn't make them a single dime? Simplicity, patience, buying unbreakable assets and just holding them forever. Their entire business model depends on your portfolio being fragile. Okay, but that all stops right now. We're about to pull back the curtain and look at the real bedrock of wealth. I'm talking about the 7 unbreakable industries that the rich use to just quietly compound their fortunes, decade after decade, right through every single market crash and crisis.
First up, the most obvious one, utilities. And just ask yourself this, it's super simple. When the economy tanks, are you going to stop flicking on the lights? Are you going to stop flushing your toilet, heating your house in the winter? No way, of course not. These services are completely non-negotiable, which means the revenue that flows into these companies is also non-negotiable. And this is where we get into a really powerful idea from an investor named Pat Dorsey. It's called the economic moat. Just think of it like a literal moat around a castle. It's a deep, wide structural advantage that protects a company from all competition. Well, utilities have some of the biggest moats on planet Earth. We're talking government-approved monopolies. You can't just decide to start a rival power company tomorrow. It's a protected cash machine. Number 2 on our list, consumer staples. We're talking about toothpaste, toilet paper, soap, basic food items. The boring stuff. Think about it. No matter how tight money gets for people, they have to buy this stuff. These aren't luxuries you cut back on. They're absolute essentials of modern life.
You know, this is even better than just being unbreakable. That same guy, Nassim Taleb, he has another word for it, anti-fragile. This means these businesses actually get stronger from chaos. I mean, what's the first thing that happens when some crisis hits the news? People freak out and run to the store to hoard toilet paper and canned soup. Panic literally makes these companies more powerful.
Coming in at number 3, we've got healthcare. Let's be real. People will pay literally anything to stay alive and healthy. The demand for life-saving pharmaceuticals, for medical devices like pacemakers, it just doesn't care if there's a recession. It's almost completely insulated from the ups and downs of the economy.
Okay, now this is one of my absolute favorites, because nobody ever talks about it. Waste management. Yeah, trash. As long as human beings are on this planet, we are going to be producing garbage. And it has to be collected, and it has to be put somewhere. Period. It is one of the most beautifully simple and predictable business models in existence.
And Pat Dorsey gives a perfect example of the moat here. I mean, who wants a new landfill built next to their house? Nobody. That whole not in my backyard thing makes it nearly impossible to get new permits. So what does that do? It gives the existing waste companies these incredible local monopolies where they can basically charge whatever they want. It's a brilliant, brilliant moat.
All right, number 5 is essential services. And let's be specific here, telecom. In today's world, your internet connection, your cell phone, they aren't luxuries anymore. They are, for all intents and purposes, utilities. You need them for your job, to talk to your family, just to function in society. People will cut almost anything else before they cancel their internet.
And these guys have another sneaky kind of moat: high switching costs. Just think for a second about what a total pain in the neck it is to change your cell phone provider or move all your money to a new bank. It's a huge hassle. And that hassle, that friction, that is their competitive advantage. It locks you in and guarantees them a steady flow of cash from you every single month. Okay, let's wrap up the list with our last 2. Number 6, funeral and death care. Look, it's a grim topic, I get it. But you know the old saying, the only 2 things that are certain in life are death and taxes. The demand here is tragically always consistent and has zero to do with what the stock market is doing. And finally, number 7, infrastructure and transportation. We're talking about things like toll roads, railroads, and pipelines. These are the very veins and arteries of our economy. You can't just build a competing railroad next to an existing one. The moat is literally thousands of miles of steel laid across the country.
Okay, so now you know what to look for. But let's get to the how, because this isn't about just picking a few stocks from a list. This is a complete mind shift. It's a totally different philosophy. This is the actual blueprint for how the rich approach building wealth that lasts.
It really comes down to a simple 4-part blueprint. First, you stop gambling and start acquiring assets that spit out cash, just like Kiyosaki teaches. Second, you only buy businesses with those wide, deep, durable economic moats we talked about. Third, you have to play long-term games. Like Naval Ravikant says, that's where all the real wealth is made. And fourth, the key to it all, you build a system and then you automate the whole thing.
And you know what the fuel for this whole engine is? Compound interest. This is the magic. This isn't a get-rich-quick fantasy from some guru on the internet. This is a get-rich-for-sure system. You're not trying to time the market. You're not gambling. You're just letting time and the incredible power of compounding do all the heavy lifting for you. This is how you build a dynasty.
Okay, that's enough theory. Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's make this real. Here is your dead simple 3-step action plan that you can literally start using the second this is over to build your own unbreakable portfolio.
I call this the set it and forget it strategy. Step 1, automate. Set up automatic buys every week or every month into low-cost ETFs or index funds that own these types of companies. Step 2, isolate. Put this unbreakable portfolio in a completely separate account so you're not tempted to log in and mess with it. And step 3, and this is the hardest part for most people, ignore it. Focus on the system, not the daily price swings. Like James Clear said, you fall to the level of your systems, so build a good one and then trust it.
So I'm going to leave you with one final question to think about. Just take a hard look at what you're doing with your money right now. Are you playing a short-term game, trying to squeeze out a little extra cash like it's a second paycheck? Or are you playing the long game? Are you building a financial fortress, a dynasty that will protect and provide for your family for generations to come? The choice is 100% yours.
And there you have it. The smoke clears, the truth remains. If this helped you see through the BS, hit that like button. Subscribe to Rich Uncle Bob for truth about money. Comment and let me know what financial lie pisses you off the most. Uncle Bob's reading every single one. Stay free, stay wealthy. See you next time.